As with most of the pizzas that I make on this channel, we're going to start with cashew cheese. So I just pre-soaked some raw cashews. I never measure. I just filled it all the way up with water and then waited a few hours, strained it. Most of the water was absorbed, and then I blended it with sea salt, garlic powder, lemon juice, and some water. And the amounts just depend on your preference. You can leave out the lemon juice, but I think it gives it a nice little bite. And if you want it super thick, then you add less water. You can also use plant milk as an alternative to the water also. And to start with the tabbouleh, I just use cherry tomatoes, which I prefer over grape tomatoes or any other kind of tomatoes for this particular recipe, but it's up to you. But cherry tomatoes are great. And then here I have pre-cut, well, I cut this earlier, some cauliflower rice, and I used my W&P silicone reusable food storage bags, which I'm obsessed with these things. They're definitely a favorite. And what's great about them is that when you take from it, obviously you're creating more space in there, but then you get the air out and fold it up, and then you can fit it into smaller places in your fridge, whereas like a jar, when you remove food from it, you have like empty space that has air, and then that can speed up the rotting process. So being able to remove more air and then get it into tight spots in the fridge just helps keep your food fresher longer, and it's super convenient. They're easy to clean. Anyway, I love those. So now I've got my curly parsley that I added. I don't measure anything, guys. I just eyeball everything. And then these red onion pieces I cut before, and so I put the leftovers in this little tiny jar I had, and then I just add that. And as far as the parsley goes, you can use flat leaf parsley, but I love curly parsley. I told my boyfriend to get parsley, and he brought home the curly one, and I never really worked with it, and I was like, wait a second, you got the wrong parsley. But I ended up falling in love with it, and now I never use the flat leaf. Go figure. And then these are preserved lemons. Now you really want to be careful with these because they're very potent and they're a little bit on the bitter side. And I am of the opinion that these are not a replacement for fresh lemon or fresh lemon juice. They have a very deep, rich flavor. So I'm still adding fresh lemon juice to this, but it definitely gives it an edge, I would say. And that was sea salt that I added, a very generous amount, and then garlic powder. Sea salt, garlic powder, and lemon juice, you guys. I've said this before, but I just love that combination. To me, it's just the perfect mix, and I use it all the time. So that's what I'm doing, and then you can stir it up and give it a taste. Better to add less and add more later if you need to. And this is my cured olive oil. This is like a very luxurious olive oil. I'm used to buying like the plain wrap, whatever olive oil. This one is definitely special, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm mixing all that up, and I'm pretty generous with it. I really love olive oil. I always have, and I always will. And yeah, so that's very colorful. It's got lots of different textures. And then we're going to use my favorite thing, wrap raw pizza crusts. I can't tell you how many of these I've eaten in my life, but I love them. And then here is the cashew cheese we made earlier. And just put as much or as little as you want. You really don't need that much, but I was in the mood to use more. So if you're running low and you don't have that much, you can get away with using less and then just add more toppings to kind of balance it out and not feel like you're really missing anything. But I had a fresh batch, so I was very generous with it. And then you just pile on your toppings, and of course take a bite with the cashew cheese on the spoon too, and then it was just wonderful. So I'm just piling it on. And I like to go heavy on this. I still had leftovers after I piled this on, so I'll just like snack on that with some cashew cheese, and or just make like half a pizza next time and supplement it with something else. But yeah, so we're just adding that. And then when I'm done putting on the toppings, what I like to do is cap it off with more olive oil. That way it's totally mixed in, but then I get that extra boost, and I just love that. It's completely optional, and I'm always snacking while I'm making my food. So we're gonna add more of the cured olive oil just to cap it off. And then I also added some freshly cracked black pepper, which I like to do at the very end. I wouldn't do this, well, obviously I didn't do it, but I don't prefer to do it earlier. I like to just end it with the black pepper. So, and if you feel like it needs more lemon juice, you can add that on top too. It's up to you, but I really hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye.